taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Well, hello out there in social media land. We are super excited about another valuable evening on Uncensored Conversation with your girl Victoria, because it's time for us to be elevated and not tolerated. I am super excited about my guest on tonight. This amazing young lady I had the pleasure of meeting, and then she became a part of one of our project that we got going on right now. And my phenomenal guest this evening is the one, the only April Battle is in the house, y'all. April, so glad to have you with us on tonight. And we're gonna get into some conversation. You already started stuff before we even got on the show. I don't know. I think it's just something that we just like to do sometimes. So I want to tell the folks out there, if you're just joining us, to go out there and care, share, and like this particular episode. Like all of our episodes. Let me just rephrase that. I mean, I want you to encourage, share, and like all of our episodes. And I'm here to tell you that at the end of the day, it is all about us being able to communicate with all of you and give you some highlighted information about some phenomenal, amazing people. And this young lady here is one that I am anxious to have this conversation with on tonight. And so y'all get ready, because she's going to be sharing some amazing things with us. I don't want you to miss now 1 second of it. And it's a possibility we might have a little after guest party. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I'm communicating back with one of our other phenomenals. And so, we never know. This might be a double header show, just as we didn't plan it. How about that? But tonight, we are talking to this young lady, Michelle. Michelle's in the house. Michelle be heavy.
Dr. Michelle.
In the house. Yeah, she's in the house on tonight. We are excited. So I want you to go ahead and get your notebooks, your pen and paper out, whatever device that you use to take notes on, because I got a funny feeling that we're going to get some major nuggets on tonight from this young lady. And I also want you to be able to, because she's a author, she's a co-author, multiple times, y'all. I'm just saying. And she has some multiple stuff coming out of her. She is a therapist. She is a holistic therapist, I'm going to add, because I that's just what I feel. I need to say that word out there. And she is, oh my God, I'm going to let her formally introduce herself to you all. So get ready. Come on in. So April, tell the folks who you are, what you do, just in case they don't know.
Okay, thank you, Coach Victoria, for having me. Again, my name is April Battle. I am a licensed massage therapist. I'm also a nail technician and a nail tech instructor. And as Coach Victoria said, I'm a multi-published author in the last year, and more
Wow.
to come. So exciting. Love mentoring massage therapists, love talking with people and helping them with their wellness, because a lot of people are going to alternative forms of wellness versus the normal seeing a physician and prescriptions. Now, I don't steer anyone away from seeing their physician or taking prescriptions, but if they come to me and ask questions and want educated on something different, then that's what I do. So I'm excited to be here.
I know that's right. I'm super excited too because, last week we had Coach Donald was on with us, who is also a holistic health and wellness expert, and I'm just excited to see many of us. Now getting into understanding what that truly means and being able to get the correct advice that we need from you all one of the things, and I'm sitting here looking at, and I probably should have brought it over before the show got started, but you are also a part of a major collaboration that with Michelle that made me aware of who you are when you talk about one of my subjects, which is, that thing called migraines.
Yes.
Look, you see how
Yes.
I did that. You see how I did that afterwards. Because I've been trying some of the things that you told me, and I've been trying. And even Michelle shared something with me the other week, and I tried it. It worked. I even mentioned some things to my professional doctor. Look, I'm gonna say, look, no, that's not what I want to say. I want to say, my that person that's not holistic. How about that, y'all? You know,
Okay.
correct. The person who ain't holistic. But I even shared she had asked me what were some things that I was trying to do differently. And I said, hey, Miss K, thanks for joining. I said to her, I said, I've been working with these ladies and they're getting me straight. And she said, well, if they keep on getting you straight, maybe we can get them in here and help you do some other things. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, we can't be doing all that because as I want the other folks out there to know that because she is a professional, April is a professional holistic massage and massage therapist and all of that stuff that she gonna tell y'all about. I want you to know that in order for you to get extensive extensive answers to your question. I'm excited. Can't you tell? To get that information, I do ask you to please make sure that you book a consultation with our guests. I like to make sure that people know that they're, even though they're here and they're giving you some expert advice free of charge on the show, that doesn't mean that doesn't come with a price. See, people got to realize that we're doing what we're doing, but we also have a purpose and an intention, right? And there's things that we have to make sure that we cover during the process. And so nothing really is for free anymore, April. I'm here with you because there's some things that you have done, and I want people to get these questions out tonight while they can, and that way they can definitely go back and ask you for a consultation, and we will share her information with you all so throughout the night. So y'all just get ready. So April, my first question is this: how in the Hades? Well, first of all, April is in one of my favorite areas of the world. I love Richmond, Henrico County area. Woohoo! That's the part of Virginia that I absolutely love. And so, April, I can't wait till we come down and do the book signing in Richmond, Virginia. We'll tell you more about
Yes.
that. We're going to be in Richmond, Virginia with my dear friend April. We're going to be doing some book signing in her area. Hopefully later in the summer, we're going to be down in that area. So, April, tell the people how you got started. How did you make a decision that you were going to first be a massage therapist? How did that happen?
Okay. So actually, I was a nail tech first, and it was always one of my dreams and desires to be a nail tech, and that goes back I'm telling my age, which I have no problem with that.
17.
Remember the Avon, right? Remember the Avon used to come to your house or your grandmama's house back in the day? So
Yes.
my mom used to use Avon products and really take care of her nails. They were really long. And I said, I want to do something with nails. Found out eventually it was a career and a license certification. So I got that. While I was in massage nail school, I heard other people talking about massage. I was like, okay, I thought that's just something people did on TV and movies. I didn't even think it was real. But the more I looked into it, I was like, oh my goodness, I just felt a calling that massage is your thing. So I was 4 classes from finishing my associates in business management. And
Wow.
I went to my advisor and changed it to massage therapy. I changed my major from my associates to massage therapy. And later on, I was able to understand and combine how being a massage therapist and operating in the spiritual gift of healing in my hands, it just made sense and just came easy.
Okay, so you already know I'm getting ready to throw some more. I'm going, you girl. So this is I want to say this, and I'm sure Michelle's gonna put this in the chat for me. But the book that you in the collaboration with Michelle on with those other phenomenal ladies that have been on my show. If y'all looking, y'all say she looks familiar, she should. Because she's been on the show with Michelle B. Hammond and the whole crew out of that phenomenal book that they did. And I'm trying to, I don't have it sitting right here. This is why I can't put it up. But Michelle, if you could put that into the chat for me. But you said something and I want to tap into it right now because a lot of people do not believe in it. I do. I believe that, God has gifted all of us with something extra other than, I got the gift of the gab. Best part of my gifting, y'all. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all don't like it, but anywho. But, God has gifted us with many different gifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, when we talk about gifting, sometimes we limited it to certain things, But as you said just now, you have the gift in your hands, right? And some people don't understand what that means. And I'm gonna be honest, there's some folk out there, pew warmers out there that don't understand it either. So I would like for you just to tap in on a little bit because the spiritual awareness that we have about our gifting, our gifts, needs to be more clarified, needs to be more expressed. Because I do believe that you and other people that's in Michelle's book, Michelle herself, I do believe God has gifted you with some gifts of, touch, if you will, massage therapy, these things are gifts that God has given you, right? I want you to tap in on that for just a little bit because I know there's some people out there that say, oh, well, holistic living, is blah, blah, blah. Some people want to tap it as witchcraft. I disagree with that. I do believe that there are people choose to use their gifts for the wrong reason. But I believe that there's people like yourself who uses your gift for the purpose that God gave it to you to do. And so can you just kind of tap in on that just a little bit? Because I think there's some people out there that might need to understand that process.
Okay, sure. So let me start by saying when I say I'm gifted and God's gifted me with the gift of healing with my hands, it's really not just your hands. It's not just my hands. It's my lifestyle
That's
and
it.
my belief system.
That's it.
So I can lay hands on you, but if I'm not really believing that God has gifted me in that way,
come on,
then it's not going to help me and it's not going to help you.
That part.
So it has to be an understanding of what healing is. It's knowing that, okay, I may not see it right now in that person, or that person may never come back and tell me that, hey, I had this issue and I got a massage from you and you did some stretching and you did some other things, modalities for me, and I feel better. They may not identify that as, hey, I'm healed. And they may never come back and tell me. But I believe with every person I see on my table from the time we connect in conversation about them scheduling a massage, from the time of them coming in and me doing the intake and assessment for their massage, them getting on the table, and just the connection and things that they share with me also promotes healing, because it's not just about the healing of the body, it's the healing of the mind too. It's the healing of the heart. It's the healing of the spirit.
Come on, that's it.
So it's not just in my hands, it's a
That's it.
combination. But
It's
I'm touching the
combination.
person with my hands when I'm doing massage.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts here, the heart and the mind for me first. I have to believe that they're going in some capacity going to be healed.
There you go. They see, and that's what I like. I always love Michelle's title of her podcast, Mind, Body, and Soul, because that speaks of it. That's it in a nutshell. If your mind don't believe it, and sometimes you have to get out, clear out the cobwebs in your brain. You know what I'm saying? But mind, body, and soul, it all works together. If we learn nothing else, let's understand that all of these parts work together to do what God has intended for us to do. So April, when you think about what you do, the massage therapy and all of that, and I don't want to say all of that, but I want to, because there's so much that you do with that. You know what I'm saying? Because massage therapy ain't just, oh, let me just rub your back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm by no means an expert like you are, but I know a little bit. But it's not just, people say, oh, well, let me get you a massage, and y'all trying to be massaging your boo, and you be like, let me massage your back and all that. But that that's cute and all, and that's smart and all. But when you think about being a massage therapist, what are some things that you would like for our listening audience to know that goes more in depth in that? I know you have to know the muscles and all of those kinds of stuff or whatever, but correct our people that just think it's a cute thing to do and not, because we need to know the real deal with it, because you can injure somebody, correct, if you're not doing it correctly. So can you kind of tap in on the do's and don'ts of massage therapy?
Okay, I would say easy. One of the things I deal with people who've maybe had a couple of massages or are not sure about it. They'll tell me, well, I had a massage and I was sore afterwards, or I don't want to get a massage because I heard that it hurts. And I say, well, why didn't you speak up to your therapist and say, hey, that's too much, I can't take that? Well, I didn't know I could. So you are willing to go pay someone to hurt you? No. The most I have to tell people is speak up. If you're getting a massage and it's too much pressure, because as a therapist, once I put my hands on your body, I can feel where there's maybe knots, which are called trigger points, or where there's extra tension. And as a therapist, I feel I know a little more pressure is going to work that out for you. But you may not be able to handle that pressure. I need you to speak up and say something. Or if I'm touching an area, for example, I don't like my feet touched because I'm ticklish, right? So I need to tell my therapist, okay, you need to skip my feet, please.
Oh, wow.
But people don't feel comfortable speaking up to their therapist. No, we want you to communicate with us. I want you to tell me, okay, no, April, that's too much pressure in that area. I can't take that right now. Or don't touch my feet. Or, for example, just do upper body. I don't want my whole body massaged. Or I can't lay on my back, so I can't get a massage. No, I can do a sideline, have you on your side, do your massage, or put you on the other side. The whole key is communicate. Communicate to your therapist. We're not fragile. We're not crazy that I know. I don't think. I hope not. So you can speak, communicate. When you're thinking about a massage and you run across a therapist you think you may connect with, communicate. Even through the whole massage, people feel they can't talk. Well, no, I need you to talk. Your body's already talking to me anyway. So if there's too much pressure, I can kind of feel you flinching and see your facial expressions anyway. But in the event that I miss that and I don't alter my technique or my pressure, I need you to communicate. So communicate from day one.
So you said a couple of things now. I'm like, Michelle, I need a mobile service. Can you drive on up over to Greensboro? Because I need you, girl. I really do. I'm not joking. I really do. But you said a couple of things that I never thought about. And that, I mean, I love to talk when I can. I love to I try to communicate. People don't think I do, but I try to communicate. But check this out. So you said, I can tell you what I don't want you to do.
Yeah.
And I never thought about, I mean, because I'm ticklish too, but I thought, well, okay, so let me just be honest. It's been a minute. I mean, 100 minutes, 100 minute time five. I want to say since I've actually had a massage, and that's the reason why I know I need one. But I think the last time, well, the last time I had one, and April, you're not gonna believe this. I think it's when I was in Richmond. Remember, I told you that story. But anywho, so I tell you how long it's been.
Look, if I'm telling everyone now, if you cannot remember the last time you had a massage, that means you've never had one. So you're starting fresh, brand new. Okay, so get on. Give me a call. Let's put this together.
Girl, look, when I come for the book signing,
For sure.
I'm coming
For
early.
Sure.
I'm probably gonna come about 2 days early anyway, because I got some people I want to see. But I never thought about saying, hey, can you turn me on my side? I never thought about that. I just thought whatever you told me to do was what we're gonna do, right? And even down to my feet, because I'm like you, I'm very ticklish. I don't mind you doing my feet, but I'm ticklish. But in the same token, now as I'm getting I'm tenured in my age, I've learned that there's some things that, like, the diagnosis says I have arthritis and bulging discs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes that pain is excruciating, plus I have sciatica. But I also know that in the times that I have had physical therapy, I had a massage, it was the pressure that made the difference. Does that make sense, what I said? Of course it makes sense to you. It don't make sense to nobody else. Okay, so for me, the pain wasn't painful. It was great. Does that make sense? Now,
Yes,
explain that to me. How is the pain? Look, your pain keeps your purpose. I mean, we've been talking about this in church today, pain and purpose. So tell me, how in the ham sandwich and biscuits can the pain make it feel better?
Okay, give you a perfect example. Sciatic nerve pain. So what do we know about sciatic nerve pain? As a massage therapist, I have communicated with clients that do that. It tends to be worse in the wintertime when it's cold, right? So what's going to counter that? Heat. Okay. And I know that I had a client and she was dealing with, in the wintertime, dealing with sciatic nerve pain. So I just asked her questions. Well, when does it feel better? She said, I traveled to LA and it didn't bother me. And I sat in a hot tub and it didn't bother me. Well, that tells us that heat helps. So if you have some sciatic nerve pain, see if you're a massage therapist, wherever you're going to go, do they have a heating pad on the table? Because that heat helps with that. And sometime with your bulging disc and things are kind of out of line, more pressure in certain areas are going to help alleviate that. So it could be, a lot of people come in saying, I want deep tissue. Well, they don't really mean they want deep tissue all over their whole body. They just need a deeper pressure in certain areas. Again, that's about communicating. Last time you had a massage, which we said is non-existent since you can't remember, you said...
I love it.
You said deeper pressure helped you in certain areas. Mm-hmm. The next time you get a massage, when you get your next massage with me,
yes,
you let me know, hey, last time I got a massage, I had this bulging disc and they applied more pressure in that area. I'm going to ask you to show me where did they apply that pressure. There's no point in me trying to guess if you can just tell me, and that'll give you more hands-on time. And I will go to that area and say, is this enough pressure? Do you want more? Do you want less? You communicate that to me because we're putting together a care plan just like your physician does.
Okay. Y'all put a pin in it, as we say. Because as you know, Coach Donna mentioned that last week. A care team.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that to those of you that watched last week, and if you didn't, go back and watch the replay, because these two experts are saying the same thing. And they're both holistic people. They're saying a team. You need a team. Just like you do in everything else, you need a team.
Yep.
That right there should have sparked somebody to get attention. I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying attention tonight. This is my thing. Okay, so and I'm gonna get my questions out, mate, because ain't nobody asking no questions. I'm gonna get mine out. How about that? So I'm going through physical therapy now for all of the back issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So doing that process, shouldn't I also which I am, shouldn't I also include the fact that I do have a person on my team that is a massage therapist, and
Yes.
that and there's things that I should be asking them when they're doing the physical therapy that will coincide together, because you don't want somebody, well, maybe, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a holistic expert, but you don't want somebody doing one thing that works and the other one doing something that doesn't work, correct?
Correct.
So are there specific things that I should tell the physical therapist so that I can make sure that I tell you when I come see you?
I would say first, ask your doctor and your physical therapist, are you okay to get massage? Because if you're telling me you're seeing the physical therapist, I'm going to ask you, have they okayed you to get massage? You can tell me yes or no, but as a professional, for the betterment of your benefit and my own liability, take liability off of me, I may turn you away and tell you, I need a note from your doctor to treat you.
Well, I can tell you my doctor already said I could.
But that's just to protect you again, to make sure, because you're already under some type of treatment. And what I do coincides. I'm supposed to be helping. Yep. So and also a lot of people don't know, I'm also bound by HIPAA as well.
That's right. That's right.
And also, if you're seeing me as your massage therapist and your doctor wants to know, or your chiropractor or physical therapist wants to know what treatment I'm conducting on you, my records are open. Wow. For that, I would have to have you sign a release to release those to them, because we may not be communicating directly, myself as your massage therapist and your physician or occupational therapist, physical therapist, I may not be communicating with them directly, but I am communicating, because we're trying to get you to a level of homeostasis in your body where things are as close to balance as possible.
So I can't ask you that I can't ask you that on camera. I had to ask you that off camera because I don't want to. See, I'm very respectful of the not only who you are, because I like to protect my guest, but I also want to make sure that people out there understand that, she's giving us she's giving me this information tonight, and to help me as well as helping you. But there are some questions that I want to be careful of we asking, that we don't cross lines, that we don't want to cross lines. So I know I need to ask that question to you off camera. So I'm going to save that one. All right. So I want to give us a little break. And when we come back, I want you to tell the people a little bit of why you're considered holistic. And I know that sounds like I'm backtracking, but because you have went to school, you have got the educational for it. But I want to make sure people understand that when you say holistic, what's the big deal? You're a massage therapist, period. But I want people to understand what the holistic part of that means. Like we think automatically herbs and those type of things. So I want you to kind of tap in onto that for the people that are watching, so they'll have a clear understanding, because I know some people out there are getting their pens and paper out and they're writing down your name so they can call you to go ahead and schedule their appointments.
Yes, indeed.
Do I make myself clear to you people out there in the social media land that you will be calling my good friend April Battle? And y'all see all them little initials behind her name? That says a whole lot, and she's going to tell you what they mean when we come back. So y'all get ready. We'll be back in just a few moments. I just want to give April a chance to get some water, and then we want to get y'all ready for some other questions. I want to show you some things that if you forgot what Victoria Elevates is about, here you are. Take a look.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
me drinking. And it's water. It's water. See how people be thinking, April? I'm getting my water in. I'm getting my water in. So again, to those of you that's just now tuning in, my guest is the most amazing holistic massage therapist in the whole wide world. And yes, I said it. So you know it's got look. If you don't believe me, ask Michelle B. Hammond. She'll co-sign with me. But at the same token, we have the phenomenal April Battle with us on tonight, and she's talking about massage therapy and that holistic piece that she adds to it. And Michelle, excuse me, Michelle, Lord Jesus, she talking about me. She talking about us, April. I put you a question into the private chat. I don't know if you can see it. Because I want to put that in there privately before we got into that publicly.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And you can bring that in. Oh, we're getting a serious storm here. I hope it don't knock us out. So you can answer that in conjunction, if you will, to the other comments that we have on the table. Okay.
Okay.
So as we left, I wanted you to be able to tap in what that phrase holistic does to adding to the massage therapist license and all that good stuff that you have, and you're going to explain it because everybody wants to know what's them L. Is that her middle name, her last name? What is all of that? That means she's smart as a whip. That's what it means. Ding, ding, ding. Go ahead, Michelle. Good. Michelle is talking about us. I keep saying it. Go ahead, April. Tell us, folks, what we need to know out here.
Okay, so looking at my initials, for years I didn't use them, and I don't even know why I didn't put the letters behind my name. I guess maybe I didn't believe that that's really who I was. But again, my name is April Battle. The LMT stands for Licensed Massage Therapist, and the MCM is my master's degree in communications and marketing.
Wow. Ooh. Like I said, she's smarter than me. That's what I'm gonna say. She's so smart that I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna let her do what she got to do with my body. I don't care. Y'all can say what y'all want. So tell us now how that holistic piece fits into all of those brave initiatives you got right there.
Okay, so the holistic piece as a massage therapist, and like you said earlier, a lot of people just think it's, you just give me a back rub, you're just helping me relax. And that's a big piece of massage too. Sometimes I call it, we need to run away from home and just relax, and you can come just get relaxation massage as well. But massage being holistic is putting together, treating the whole person. That's the physical, the mental, and the spiritual well-being of the person. And I'm going to tie that into the question that was in the chat. How long does it take me to know what the client needs? What type of massage, how much pressure, which modality to use? I'll give you an example because I work a lot in examples. I had a client I was seeing, and she had some lower back pain, some sciatic nerve pain. And this was a couple years ago. I ask a lot of questions when you come in. I can tell by the way you come in my door. I can your nonverbals are telling me a lot already. You may tell me, or you did your intake paperwork and it says, my shoulders, but I see that you're kind of struggling to get out of the chair and you're kind of maybe dragging your leg a little bit. Yeah, maybe something in your neck, but let's talk about, I saw that you were kind of limping a little bit. Are you okay? Are you having some lower back pain? And if I know just from like the years of experience, I may touch them on their lower back. I'm going to put my hands on you. I always say that first before we even get on the massage table. Are you having some pain in your lower back? And they'll say, yeah, that is bothering me. Okay, so you're coming in for your neck pain, but it's really your lower back. And as a result, the lower back is the problem. That comes from your chair because you're working from home from COVID. And that chair is not at the right height. So your ergonomics is off, right? So your whole body posture is off. So that's triggering the sciatic nerve, causing you pain. And you're in so much pain that you can't sleep at night. So you're flipping and you're tossing and turning with your pillow, and your tension from your head and staring at the computer all day is straining your eyes. That's what's causing your neck and your shoulder pain. But your problem is your sciatic nerve. And your chair at home is not at the right height. right? So that's just from years of experience as a massage therapist. I can identify certain things and I just ask questions. I could be wrong. They may say, no, my lower back's not bothering me. I don't get offended by that. Okay. So you're saying your focus is on your neck and your upper body, your shoulders. It's not a problem. I have no problem being wrong. But it comes from years of experience and asking questions. Now, going back to my about my client a few years ago, and this goes into holistic, we had developed a relationship. As a matter of fact, we had the same birthday, strangely, right?
Wow.
And which is April 1st, by the way, if you all don't know, my birthday is April 1st. I just want to throw that out there.
Party.
But this client, she used to come in once a month. And this time she scheduled, I got an email notification. She had scheduled in between the time she normally come in. That told me, okay, something's going on. Maybe she was with the grandkids and injured herself playing with anything. So she's coming in for a reason. She had previously shared with me that her mother was older and sick, and she had caregivers in the home to take care of her mother. Well, when she scheduled that appointment in between her normal time, I knew something wasn't going on, but I had no clue what it was. I get there, she runs in my door, and just stands there. And I said, what's wrong? Because she don't usually run in like that. So that's the nonverbals, right? I'm watching her nonverbals. And she stood there and told me, I hope I don't cry today. She said, the doctor has given my mother 4 days to live. She's at home with the caregivers, but the only place I wanted to be was here with you.
Wow.
Now, I felt like crying because I'm a crybaby anyway.
Me too.
I didn't ask any questions. I said, okay, I'm going to step out. I didn't ask her anything. She wasn't in any pain or anything. She just needed that moment, right? So that was her mental that needed to be fed or ministered to. I said, okay, I'm going to step out. You get under the sheets. Whatever you want to have on is up to you. I cut it real quick, like 10 seconds, left the room, washed my hands, came back in. And I said, I don't know what we're going to do today, but we're going to do something. We're going to let God do whatever he's going to do for you today.
Wow.
So that's already the physical,
right,
the mental, and the spiritual well-being.
Right.
So she was going to have to plan her mother's funeral. Her mother was going to pass in her house, first of all. She's going to have to plan the service. And she also had a brother who didn't communicate very much. So she knew he wasn't going to participate. So it was going to all fall on her. So in that one session, and having already developed a relationship and trust with her, I was honored that this is where she wanted to be, was with me that day as a massage therapist. But it spoke so much beyond just me being a massage therapist. That's where she chose to be. It was usually a 1 hour session. I think it might have ended up being 2 hours. I didn't say anything. I didn't tell her to turn her over. Whatever happened just happened. I think I ended up anointing her feet because whatever God was telling me to do, that's what I ended up doing. And then minister to her at the end. Hugged her, didn't pray out loud, didn't do any of that, did whatever the Spirit gave, and it was exactly what she needed. I didn't see her for 2 months after that, and when she came back, she said her mom did pass away, but that massage session that she had, or ministering session, if you will, that she had with me really helped her through that process. So that's the holistic of massage therapy to me.
Oh, girl, you did that. See, and I'm listening to you, and I'm gonna get to your question in just a moment, Kay. I want to ask her this. So have you? Because when I just listened to you give that scenario, something just popped in my that spiritual side of me. Because a lot of times when we're going through a trauma or an expected, and I'm gonna say that's an expected trauma, sometimes we need to have an outlet, if you will, that can tap into other things. Recently, I went through getting another certification in grief counseling, and one of the things, because I'm tapping in more into the holistic end of different types of coaching. And so one of the things that the instructor had given us, and shout out to my therapist, Simone out there. Uh, yeah, it was, April has heard Simone. She kind of has listened to her, if you will. But she's watching tonight. Good night, girl. Shut up somewhere. Anyway, but as she has taught us in the in that part of the arena, that sometimes we have to be very sensitive when our clients come in and they're dealing with a traumatic issue at that very moment, and how that what we do offer is a rounded piece. You know what I mean? Because as I'm listening to you right now, I'm thinking, well, there's some things that if I came to you, which not if, when I come to you, I can have that moment and I can share X, Y, and Z is happening in my life right now. Because sometimes those things are what's causing the other issues.
Yes.
Okay. And so, and again, I'm not an expert. I didn't go and get all those letters behind my name like she did, but I'm talking about from the client side, like with having the sciatica, with having the bulging disc, with having the arthritis and the diagnosis is up, and with having my favorite one is the migraines. We're having all of those, sometimes it can be the trigger from what's going on. Like, right, I can say this publicly. I don't have a problem with it. I'm dealing with my father, who's 97 years old, and he's in the last stages of his, he's going through that 97-year-old age stage. And I'm not going to call it other part because I don't, not to comes, but I'm going through that. And so there's some days I may be tense, and it's coming from the stress of. But if I can relay that to you as my therapist, because I relay a lot of this to my doctor as well, which this is why, I can't wait for her to see my team, because I'm going to be like, April's on my team, Donna's on my team, da. But anywho, when we stress this information to you, that also in my mind, I'm thinking that also would give you an opportunity to be able to work on other pressure points that we may not have dealt with. And am I saying that right? Pressure points, that other areas that you may be able to tap in that can also assist. Because sometimes I know I can feel a migraine coming up my back. I know it's coming. But sometimes, since you and Michelle and has told me some things, I partake in other things that kind of have helped me release the before it happens stage. And so I want to commend you on helping that individual, because you may have been exactly what they needed before the actual happened that caused them to have less stress. I remember when my sister passed, everything was thrown on me because I was the youngest, of course. And so, but at that moment, I didn't have an outage. I didn't have a physical therapist. I didn't have a massage therapist. I didn't have a psychologist. Simone, shut up. I know she's talking in my ear. I didn't have a Simone in my day, but at that moment. But now that I am experiencing dealing with individuals like yourself and holistically, and I appreciate the holistic part of you more than anything, because I know that you can tap into certain things spiritually for me. And so I just want to encourage those of you that are getting ready to make your appointments with April. Notice I said getting ready to make your appointments, that you're getting ready to make with April. Make sure you list those things that you are dealing with right now. Any type of stress can help them help you, right? We're going around this whole thing in the world that's happening right now. People are losing jobs left and right. People are experiencing all kinds of traumatic issues. You have an outage with your therapist, your holistic massage therapist, if you be wise enough to utilize them. Now, she ain't gonna do it for free. Okay, dokie. Just making sure you understand that we promote you paying our visitors on our show. So I'm going to put up the question that Ms. K asked April, so you can take a look at it and kind of breathe through it. while you're reading, and I'll throw some other stuff at you. We're gonna after she answers this question from Miss K, we're gonna actually tap into some other things that April is involved in, and we want you to be able to know that she's a wise woman who's willing to share her journey with us in different ways. Can you see that question pretty good, April?
Yes, I can, and I can read it before I answer if you want me to.
Whichever is good for you. Whichever is good for you.
Okay. So I'll read it first. Holistically, have you ever stopped a massage because the body is telegraphing something that needs traditional medical attention? Also, are you allowed to make limited diagnoses? Let me address the diagnosis. No, by law, I cannot make a diagnosis. And going into the first part of it, have I ever stopped a massage because I felt like something else was going on? By law, I cannot make a diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a massage is medical, but it's not considered medical where we cannot prescribe medication and
That's
we
right.
cannot diagnose, right? We cannot do that.
That's
Can't
right.
even play around with that. I can suggest to you maybe this was what it is, but I have to immediately refer you to your doctor. I'm always
That's
going to
exactly
refer
right.
you, whether that's your medical doctor or naturopath or whatever you use, whoever you can consider your care provider for your health. That's who I'm going to always refer you to, because you should be communicating with someone anyway that
That's right.
has some expertise and knowledge to help assist you in getting, again, your body back to as close to the level of homeostasis, which is balance in the body as possible. So
Very good.
sometime when I'm doing massage, and especially dealing with sciatic nerve pain or the lower back pain, sometimes people really, you can tell it's just even a light pressure can be too much. Or if I get back in the room after I step out to wash my hands and have them getting on the table on their own, if I come back after 3 or 4 minutes and you're still not on the table and you're struggling to not be on the table, I don't like to be in the room with someone that's undressed, because we have to practice proper draping. But sometime if I get back in there and they tell me to come on in the room and they're undressed, are you sure you want me in here right now? You're not dressed. And if they're not on the table, they're having some problems. So
Wow.
I asked them, well, I can help you on the table, but do you really want to go forward with this massage? Maybe we could postpone it. I'm not worried about losing money, because that's not what this is about anyway. It's
That's
really
right.
about healing. So there have been people where I let them decide. Yeah, just help me on the table. I want to continue,
Right.
because I really want you to be well. I don't want you
Right.
just to get a massage. It takes time out of my day, whatever the case may be. I'm not worried about that. But if you're struggling getting on the table, then maybe what's going on with you is beyond my level of expertise. And you need whoever you can consider your healthcare provider in whatever capacity to address whatever's going on. Because sometimes when people do have the lower back pain, they can't move, they can't walk. They do have trouble getting up and down stairs and off and on massage tables. And I don't want you to injure yourself even more. I was working on a lady and she had some really bad sciatic nerve pain and she could barely turn over. And I asked her, do you want me to continue with the massage? She wanted to continue, but she was no better when I finished the massage. I'm not offended by that, because it can take several sessions, but I did tell her at the end, do you need me to help you get dressed? I don't do that, but I
Right.
recognized that she was in a capacity where she really couldn't. And she just said, well, just help me stand up. So I wrapped the blankets around her even more, and sheets that were on the table. So even though as a massage therapist, you're trusting me because you're basically, I'm going to
Right.
say unclothed, keep it
Right.
professional, in a room with me under a sheet and a blanket. Anyway, I still like to keep you, protected,
Privacy.
visually
Yeah.
anyway. And I helped her at least sit up on the end of the table before I left the room. I said, I'm going to step out, but I'm going to stand right here at the door. If you need me, just yell my name. But I
Mm.
knew she needed to see her doctor. And I told her, you need to see your doctor to find out what's going on. So
So that kind of goes back to what you said earlier. In preparation to be with you, make sure that your doctor or your provider, I guess you would say, is aware of that this is something that you're going to think about doing, and if they even recommend it, because that way you're getting a little bit of the head of, and so, and and then she says, and I appreciate you for stating that, because I was going to, because there was a question about that too. What's the difference in you as a medical provider versus not being a medical person who writes a prescription? That's what we're going to phrase it as, because you can be in a medical profession and still not be able to write a prescription. But in your case, you clarified it for folks out there that are watching and listening, because I have to do the same thing as a life coach, as a master life coach. I don't even do what you do. I don't even get to your level as a master coach. But I'll turn around and refer somebody to April quicker than because I believe in following those principles. I know how to stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I'm coaching somebody and they say, well, what do you think of, what is your thought, or however they phrase it, and I know you're looking for a therapeutical answer. See, I'm pointing at you. Therapeutical answer. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to say, well, wait a minute. If this is dealing with massage therapy, let me refer you to my good friend.
Well, even as a massage therapist, I don't, just because someone wants a massage, and once we've talked about it and assessed what you need, for example, if you want, say, deep tissue and I don't do deep tissue, I'm going to let you know that, hey, I don't do that type of work, but I have a whole, basically what we used to call a Rolodex. They don't make those no more, right? But I have a
Are you
Rolodex
serious?
in my mind of other massage therapists that are good in, say, deep tissue or relaxation or cupping or whatever you may want. If it's something I don't do, I have no problem referring them to someone else. It's not about money. It's not about competition. It's about helping you holistically, and another massage therapist may be able to help you. I have no issue. I'm not threatened by anyone
that's all. It.
That's no problem for me, because I need you to get what you need. And if I can't do it, I'll give them the option. If you're already there at my office and I say, hey, I don't offer that type of service, those type of massage modality, I can refer you to someone else, and this person is really good. So do you want to continue with this massage now, or do you want to just go ahead and schedule with them? We can go ahead and cancel your appointment now. It's not about me wasting time, not about money, or it's not about that. I would rather you go pay someone that can give you what you need, because I feel like I'm cheating you if I just give you something and it's not what you want and not what you need. That's kind of pointless to me.
And that's good. And welcome, Pastor Deborah. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Look, time is flying by, and I ain't told them about the other stuff. Look, but I want to commend you on what you're stating, because it is good advice. It's not only good advice, but it's good business. You know, even if I get a consultation with you and I don't know nothing about deep and soft, but I'm just look, y'all, when I go see her, I'm gonna say, do it, girl, just do it. I'm not even
that's easier, so much easier.
I'm just gonna say, just do it. I already told you what I already know medically was wrong with me. And I already told you I have a physical therapist. So you already know. I'm just saying, good. Knock me out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. Okay. So you already prepared for me, about 5 hours session. I got it. But at the end of the day, I want to commend you on saying, that you know how to stay in your, as we use the phrase, stay in our lanes, because even though, like you said, and the other thing is, you may be able to provide a service, but the client that you just met, you realize that this is not the client that you're going to be able to work with, right? And so for you to automatically be one of those people, and I'm going to put you in my Rolodex, that truly say, if this situation isn't for me, I know I can refer you to someone else that can help you. That speaks a lot of volume to me, because like you said, it's not about the money all the time. Y'all, reason why I'm saying that y'all going to make sure that y'all pay her is because some people want everything for free and they don't have it. So that's just why I said it. But for a person like yourself, that you are concerned with the needs of the patient, the client, you are concerned about that first and foremost. And so when you do walk in for that consultation, when you definitely go into that area and you are speaking to that place, and you're speaking, you are so, I love you too, Pastor. Pastor Deborah, I love you. But it's so true. It is such a beautiful thing to have someone who can look outside the box and see the need of the patient, the client, versus I want to make $100 today. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing everything that you can possibly do for that client and nothing is working, either it's their mental or they're not able to, because some people just can't communicate to some people, right? I mean, I've been with my medical doctor for over 15 years. It took the first 6 months for me to get really comfortable saying stuff that I say to her, but it took me that time to get to know her and know that I could trust her, right? Because if you're going to be touching me, I want to make sure I can trust you, right? And the things that you and I have talked on camera and off camera about, I know I can trust you with all that stuff that you be doing and stuff. I already know I can trust you. It just means I got to drive to Richmond more often or get to Richmond more often. That's not bad. I can handle that. But at the same time, I'm hinting. So I'm just saying, but I want to commend you on that, because a lot of people would say, I'm just going to continue to do this. And I don't know. I don't care if you don't like me. I'm still going to do it. I've had doctors where I said, look, I don't like you. I'm not gonna come back to you no more. And guess what? I didn't. And they would consider experts in the top of their field. But your bedside manner makes me think that, no, that's not going to happen. So I commend you on standing your ground with that. Now, I know we're past 8:00, but I want to take a few minutes, because we came on a few minutes later than usual. I want to tap on something else that this amazing woman is involved in. She's a part of our book collaboration. It started with me, but I also want her to tell you guys a little bit, not only about this particular collaboration, but I want you to tap into your author, your writing, and why you do what you do. But I want to give you a quick break, so I want everybody to be able to see this amazing project that we're getting ready to put on, and Deborah and Kay and Michelle and April and some other fellow colleagues are a part of, is the book collaboration. It started with me. So guys, sit back and take a look at this right here. You're not going to believe who else is in this collaboration. All right, y'all. Did y'all see that beautiful face right there in that whole look? I'm telling you, I am super excited to have April, Miss Deborah, Miss Carrie, Miss Kay, Miss Michelle. Look, I ain't gonna start naming Miss them because I mean forgot somebody's name. Because I got the COVID brain some days. But it is a pleasure to have all of you a part of this collaboration. It's something that God had put on my spirit some time ago. And I'm so honored that you are a part of that collaboration. I want you to talk about what it's like to be in that book, in the collaboration, but I kind of want you to put that to the end of what I'm getting ready to ask you. So here you are, this amazing triple A, and I don't know if they do red carpets for massage therapists, but I'm going to make one up. How about that? I'm gonna host it myself. How about that? Holistic red carpet event. Y'all know I can
Sounds
do it too.
good.
Good.
Reason to get dressed up.
Wait a minute. I just have a thought. See how we do this? Oh, we might have to host it in Richmond too.
For sure.
I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to get back to Richmond. So tell the people, how do you go from being an holistic massage therapist to a writer? Because you've been, I don't know how many books. You also have your own books.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want you to talk about the author side of you and how all of that plays into coming from massage therapy to this.
Okay. Because it is a little strange, right? But I will start with when I remember elementary school. I used to write poems for my grandmother. And she was older and bedridden, but I used to write poems for my grandmother. And I would use things like, Grandma, please don't fret. I'm like, who does that in second grade, right? Now that I think about it. But I would write poems and I'd go see, on construction paper, and she would put them up on her wall, right? So that was elementary school. And I noticed throughout life, throughout elementary and middle school and high school, and as I got older, and then my college things, and all my writing, in school, my best grades were in my writing, right? But I always pushed that to the side, though. I didn't think about it. And then I would help people write sermons when I lived in Ohio, and those were received very well. And I would spend a little time doing some writing for some other people's responsibilities, if we will. Gotcha. That was going well too. So, but the ultimate goal in life, it became the holistic as a massage therapist and the author. I always said as I got older, I wanted to be able to culminate which is bring together everything that I am. So being able to write brings it together. And now that I'm getting this, as you asked, holistically. So the first anthology collaboration was on forgiveness. Right. Yeah. The second one was with Dr. Michelle. That was with Dr. Tina Beatty. The second one was with Dr. Michelle. Okay. And that is basically holistic wellness type. So I wrote on treating headaches with hot and cold therapy and essential oils. Yes. And I have my first book is my journal about Let Your Love Be Defined, how you define what love you need to feel loved, because it's different for everyone. And sometimes we finally learn that when we're 52 years old, like me. And now this one is waiting. And this and this collaboration with you, I'm sure you're going to give more detail. I wrote about my own finally admitting I had a problem, and there were some mental health issues coming from having PTSD from being in a war at 18 years old. So the writings tie into everything that I am and are holistic. Wow.
Look how that worked. So you just put all that together, and you're just a holistic person.
Yes.
You just put it all of it in, and I'm telling you, everything that you have suggested, even in the book, and then even things that we talked about after, I think our first conversation that we had individually after being on Michelle's show. But those things that you have shared with me have the migraine stuff, y'all, I'm telling you, has definitely been an eye opener to me. There's some things that people used to tell me, doctors used to tell me, therapists used to tell me, even Simone look, y'all, Simone's over here sending me, she been out somewhere with her crazy messages on my phone talking about she need to tell you how to go to sleep sometimes. That's one of my biggest things. I do have problems still with the sleeping habits, but some of that's because my brain don't shut down. It don't never shut down.
And that's why you have to develop. And I wrote in something else. I wrote an ebook during COVID about our sleep routine starts way before we're getting ready to go to bed. Like, what type of sheets work for you? Do they keep you cool? Or do you like a certain type of thread count? Do you need to take a hot bath or a shower before you go to bed? Don't charge your phone or laptop or anything in the bedroom. I could just go on, but sleep routine is way before you get to the bed. So go on.
Oh, you just said don't charge your phone in the bedroom.
Gotta
Shut
be
your
somewhere
mouth.
else. Because you're tempted to roll over and look at it.
I do all the time.
Gotta charge it in another room. But go on.
Look, it's like, I use it sometimes as my tape recorder, so I don't forget what I was thinking about when I thought about it. When I think about it, as Kay says, is a little long word, crazy she is. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, give me my phone, put it in there, and then I gotta wait.
Then that light's on, and then everything's on in your mind. Then right, gotta charge your phone in another room when you go to bed.
And see, you know what? My doctor has told me this over the years, and I haven't done it yet. So I can say disobedience, y'all. I'm one of those people who has a TV in my room. Yep, I'm one of those people. And so I have, she's told me over the years that does not help my migraines at all.
Nope.
She said, because you're waking up with that strange light, the rays of the light. And then you have to focus your eyes and stuff. Look, as I'm talking about, my eyes twitching. How about that? Shut up, eye.
And when you're asleep, you have no control of what's going on with your mind or anything else. So you can't really fight anything off when you're asleep. So whatever is going on TV, has free reign in there, because there's nothing. You're not turned on to be able to turn anything off and block anything if your TV's on. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh, y'all see how she got me? Did y'all catch how she just snapped me like that? But that's the truth. You're telling the truth, because I can, I'm a mystery, criminal spoof person. I'm not really into the horror movies. I used to do that back in the day, but I'm into that area where I want to know who did it and how they did it. I can tell you every episode of Criminal Minds. Every episode of Criminal Minds, I can tell you. And look, and I done found out that look, I shouldn't be telling them this. Michelle, look, April gonna get y'all. But look, I done started watching Paramount, man. I done got into that Beyond the Gate and the new Watson. Well, with Morris Chestnut, I had to watch that.
Yeah.
Telling you, I had to tell you.
Pass on that one.
Girl. But see, I got to change when I watch it, though. So you telling me something. And I need to move my TV out of my bedroom. I just got to get work to that point, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna work on it. But those things, you're saying these things, and in the books, in the stories, in the poems that you've written, I know that you express yourself so beautifully. Let me tell you, Simone's texting me. I wish she stopped. Girl, you're distracting me. Because see, she doesn't want to come on here and say nothing, but she want to distract me and say stuff. So she has allowed me to take a look at your second draft. I looked at your first draft. I mean, she looked at the first and she's looked at the second along with our editing team. And she said to tell you that she is so impressed with what you have written and the transparency that you have given and the hope that you have given other people. Did I say everything right that she said? Look, let me read my note. Let me read what she wrote. Because on the other show, she threatened Michelle. She told Michelle she won't come on the show no more. But anyway, but she said she wanted to commend you on what she has already read, and I can tell you that It Started With Me is going to be an amazing collaboration of these amazing people. And all jokes aside, April, when I read it, I was like, phew. Amazing. And see, and the thing is, some of the other authors, I think Kay was the first person that asked me about it, but other people have asked me that's a part of the collaboration. Can we read each other's chapters? And the answer is no. You will have to wait till the book comes. I don't want you critiquing each other yet. Because each one of you have unique stories that connect with other people that's in a collaboration. That's why it's so important that you all that's in the collaboration stick to your guns, because what she shares in her chapter, it's amazing to hear and to read. Look, oh
Try
wow.
not to cry because
Okay.
anyone that knows me, people from back home where I'm from in West Virginia, knows that I was always really shy. I wasn't very outspoken. I kind of stayed to
What?
myself. So to share, people don't know a lot about me. So to share what I shared in this one, that's a lot. That's a lot for me.
Wow.
But it was time to get it out. It was time.
Wow. Well, I'm excited to be able to get to have that experience with you. I think this is probably going to be the most transparent that I've been, because what the whole group may not realize is that I have my own separate chapter in this
Okay.
book, because I can't give you this title without not telling you where it came from. And
Mm-hmm.
so, what I'm like you, I've already cried. It's part of my it's a part of my therapy session with Simone, y'all. My okay, that tells you what kind of person she is, right? But I think it's important that people understand that when we're so transparent that we share those deepest, darkest, some of those deepest, darkest secrets, that it is a time that God has chosen for us to release it into the atmosphere. And so I want to tell you again that I am so excited that you're a part of the collaboration. So let me ask you a couple of questions about the collaboration. And
Mm-hmm.
people that are watching, we are going to put her information out there after we get off the show. I do apologize. There were some things. Thank you, Pastor Deborah. We love you. Um, um, we're going to put your information out there so they'll be able to reach you prior to it started with me come out, because you do have the other material. You want people to be able to reach you and get those books as well. Some things happened this afternoon and we weren't able to get everything put out here for your information, contact information. We're going to get that out there so we can get people to reach out to you. So tell me a little bit why you said yes to this particular. I know you said, you gave us a little bit, but why did you decide to say yes? And can you tell the people your chapter is entitled?
I said yes to this one. I get run across a lot of opportunities and get a lot of offers to write. And I, at first it's like, oh yeah, I can write everything. And then it's like, no, you can't. So I'm very careful and very strategic about what I say yes to. And this one being entitled It Started With Me is the name of the collaboration. It I want the normalcy of being transparent and not hiding what may be going on, because being a veteran, and this is going a little bit into my chapter, being a veteran, a lot of people don't even know I'm a veteran, for one. Two, a lot of people don't know that I was in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Desert Farewell at 18 years old, 12 miles from the front line, so I could hear the B-52 bombers flying overhead. I could see them. I could hear the fighting and the cannons and not cannons, the tanks and weapons and everything else going on. We were out one day in the area where we built up the perimeter, the berm, and I saw where they bought Iraqi prisoners on the back of a truck, a deuce and a half truck.
Wow.
I saw that, like made eye contact with them. That's how close I was. And it's like automatically your military mind is like, they shouldn't have weapons, but do they have weapons? What should I do? What am I going to do? How quick am I going to lock and load my weapon, which means put my magazine with my bullets up into my M16, right? Is the commander going to give the command to go ahead and shoot, or do I need to take my own initiative, which you're never really supposed to do, right? You're supposed to get the command first. But just that quick, my mind being so close to them and they're making eye contact with me and everyone else, what do I do? What am I going to do? Am I prepared? I could die today. 18 years old, first time away from home, haven't even had children yet, haven't even experienced life. I could literally die right here.
Wow.
So that trick that messes with your mind, right? That messes with your mind. Can you imagine going to sleep and you're hearing B-52 bombers flying over and gunfire nonstop? 12 miles is not that far.
Yeah.
So it unfortunately triggered some things and altered some things in my brain chemistry that makes me automatically on the defense ready. Basically, I'm a trained killer. That's what I am. That's who I am. So I'm always ready, on alert all the time. It's calmed down a lot, as you all will read in the chapter. It's calmed down a lot because I've done some things, to change that, but it's still there all the time. It's there. So it started with me getting out again of that shyness. And a lot of people are veterans. And we know the story of for years that veterans have been mistreated and not given the treatment that they should have and that they deserve after serving their country. So it started with me that getting to a sense of normalcy, and again getting my mind, body, and spirit back to as close to a level as homeostasis as possible. I don't think we'll ever be fully balanced in life, but we can get as close as we can to it. So it started with me, was perfect, because this new chapter of my life, it starts with me admitting that there are issues that I need to address.
Wow.
And you asked me about the name of my chapter too.
Yes. And I want to throw this in there because there's a few of you that are still with us that actually are in the book. And so look, y'all might Simone says April's going to understand this better than anybody else, probably. So I'm going to release this information that I didn't even know she was going to let me release it, because Simone is also a vet. And she says, relay this to April. She was 18 when I was 23. So she was in Desert Storm.
Okay.
So she said, reading your chapter even makes the psychologist, therapist in me stand up and take a bow.
I said I wasn't gonna cry and mess up my Fenty mascara. So
I'm just a messenger.
Can't mess up my mascara.
And then this last part, and she says, I'm not gonna say anymore because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. But one of the reasons why I keep pushing for this team of collaborators to stick to it is because everybody in this collaboration that has given their chapters are warriors. And April, thank you for not only your service, but for willing to be at the age that you were, and being willing to share your journey now. I commend you and I salute you on this day. I was looking forward to hearing what you had to say on tonight. You are an amazing woman, mother, author, physical therapist, and you're my kind of girl. And I salute you. Victoria, you're not going to salute right, so don't try it. I salute you, April. See, I'm reading what she's writing, y'all. Y'all see, this is crazy. Simone is crazy, y'all. She said, you're not gonna salute her right, so don't try it. Well, let her know that when I decide to come to Richmond, you are the reason why I will shake your hand and salute you greatly.
Thank you. That
I knew
means so
she had
much.
been in the military. I knew she had. She was a vet. And I'm trying to force her to come on the show, but because of Simone's career, she doesn't come on public things like this much. And so I am honored that she's even communicating through tonight. But one of the things that I knew about her when I went to her as my I call her my therapist. That's not her official title with me, but that's what I'm going to say. One of the reasons why I went to her is when I first met her, I met her through a group of people that we were on a platform like this with. And she began to talk, and she said a couple of things, and then she looked at me and she said, "You're like somebody who don't understand what it is to be in a war. Let me tell you what a war is really like." And I'm thinking, lady, back to Sam Ham back. You don't know me like that. And we was on Zoom, but that's what I was thinking in my head. And when she first said it openly in that group, and yeah, I'm telling her business because she picking at you. I'm like, make her cry. When she openly said in that group that, she, about the war thing, is when she started telling people that she had been in Desert Storm and what that was at 23 years of age, seeing. And, she, like you, have stories to tell about lives that you've seen ended. And so when she talks about it, she said, that's just the reason why things of this nature, when we're talking about simple issues that happen, it could be a whole lot worse. So I'm always telling her, look, her gifts for me are always flags, and she always gets pissed off because I do it on purpose, right? But I commend you and her both for sharing your story. I really do. And when, like I said, when she read your story, she called, and she don't call all the time. She texts, and she called me and she said, "I'm gonna probably come and meet that chick." So for you to get her to come meet you, thanks, April. I needed that. She's amazing. She is amazing. So what's your title of your chapter? And then we're gonna close out.
My title of my chapter is Breaking Through Denial, My Journey to Mental Wellness. And the focus is definitely on denial, because for a long time I didn't think anything was wrong. I chalked it up, well, I'm a veteran. I'm a trained killer. It's okay that I act like that, and I act out sometime, and I have these outbursts. Don't walk up on me. Don't try me like but I was in denial. And then I had some things happen, and it was like, okay, yeah, there's something wrong. And it's not just something wrong. You need to address it, and you need to address it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, this is one of those shows that we I try to say an hour, but when we have a great guest like this and we keep on talking, it means a whole lot. And then Simone got a butt in, make it even worse. But but anywho, I am so honored that you are here tonight. I'm honored that you're a part of the collaboration. I'm also very honored that you have set the record straight on holistic massage therapy. And for those of you that will be reaching out to her, let her know that you spotted her. If this is your first time seeing her, let her know that you saw her on Uncensored Conversation, so that she can make reference to whatever that she said on the show, so she'll know where you're calling. Make sure that you let her know what your intentions are when you reach out to her, because I don't want anybody reaching out to you if they ain't got the right intentions, because then I got to come out of screen. I got to come out of pocket, but because I protect my people. But at the end of the day, and I call you my people because you're a dear, I consider you a good friend, and I appreciate you. We have not met, but maybe twice on screen. But you are definitely a person that I will always cherish in my journey moving forward. You have been such a inspiration. And so I want to thank you again for coming. I want to thank you for your service across the board. And so, we're getting some storms here. So that's the reason why we're kind of freezing out. But I want to thank you again, guys. If you have not watched this entire show, I don't know what your problem is, because we've been having the phenomenal April battle with us. Man, you should have watched it from the beginning to the very end. So make sure you stay tuned. You look at, we will post information later in how you can contact her directly. We will give you more information on her books and how you can reach her to order your copies. Look, it is time for you to understand now that your holistic massage therapist is the one and only April Battle, and she's here to service you, because it's time for you to be empowered, embraced, and educated, to be elevated and not tolerated. Look, we got another phenomenal guest coming next week, and forgive me, I can't tell you who it is. But we got all my guests are phenomenal, so that's all I can say. Now, coming April the 30th, I can also tell you that we do have Pastor Deborah Kay will be back with us. Deborah Penn, she is also a part of the collaboration. She is my phenomenal spiritual sister. She's a part of the book collaboration, and she's gonna come back on on March the 30th and tell you a little bit about her piece in the book and why she said yes. And we're going to talk about her other things that she's also doing as well for the community. So, April, is there anything else you'd like to say to these good folks before we tap out? Because our lights and stuff are blinking here. So I want you to have an opportunity to give your final statement to the people, and then we will call it a night.
Just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Love people. Love yourself first. Love others. I don't know why that was on my heart to say just now, but love yourself so you can love others accurately and appropriately. Have a good night.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I can't wait to write that down. All right, guys, y'all have a great week. Make sure you tap in next week because it's going to be an amazing evening. Look, we may even have some interviews doing between that time doing this week. So you might want to stay tuned to that. We'll let you know. We got a couple of people that are interested in coming during the week, and we don't mind doing a super special with our phenomenal collaboration team to come out. I don't know. Maybe we can get Simone to come on for a few seconds. I don't know. She's so mean. I don't know. But April, thank you again for being with us. I'm going to talk to you this week because the lights are blinking. And so I know I'm not going to stay on after we get out like I usually do. But we will definitely talk this week. We need to talk because we got to set up some other things for you. So guys, remember that face. Remember all those letters after her name. Because we're going to give you a test to see if you... No, we're not. We're going to make sure that you understand who she is. April, thank you so much. I'll be talking to you this week. I promise. All right, guys. See you next time on Uncensored Conversation.